Hello, everybody. Today is Thursday, August the 7th, 2025, and we are back for another episode of Bricks and Beyond, a creator showcase series. For those of you that may be joining for the very first time, Bricks and Beyond is a showcase series that highlights members of the LEGO community. Each episode will give you a personalized look into the person or people behind the account. Tonight, I have the pleasure of having two guests, both of which I am honored to have as personal friends and fellow builders, as they are both in the local lug, the Steel City Lug. If you've watched season 5 of Lego Masters, you may also recognize their faces. You will easily recognize them as the dynamic duo of both Marcella and Krista. Let me bring them both on here. Marcella, Krista, how are you guys tonight?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Hello.
It's
Good.
Thursday, so
It's Thursday, and we're not wearing black and gold. It feels weird.
well, I did it
That
for
is
you.
true.
I'm straight
Yes.
up represented, so I had to do it. Had to do it. So
Nice.
how are you guys? Are you enjoying, as Mr. Rogers once said, this beautiful day in the neighborhood?
Oh, I really am. It was
It's been gorgeous
day.
this week.
It has. Yeah. It's like fall in the beginning of August.
It's nice. You wake up in the morning and it's in the 50s, but then by the end of the day, it's 85. So
Yeah.
it's kind of perfect.
Yep. I will take that any day of the week. So, so as I mentioned, I have two of you here tonight. So something a little bit different than we normally do. So I decided to flip a guitar pick, and because that's the only thing I had handy, and whoever was the winner would be first up to get their own spotlight, and then we will move to the other person, and then we'll do a combined little questions about some random things that you both may have been involved in as far as the lug, and then maybe some TV show. But that'll come later. So with that, Marcella, you were the winner. So Krista, if you don't mind, I'm going to send you to the office for a little bit, and then I'll bring you back on shortly. All right, so hang tight. All right. So, Marcella, how are you?
Yes. I'm good. How are you?
Good. I've been watching your traveling adventures, and you've been to Texas recently.
Yes.
And you were in Virginia, right?
I was in Virginia. Last minute trip, but I did make it down there.
Okay. So you went to Brick Rodeo and then Brick Fair. So displaying at both, or displaying visiting?
Yes. Displaying at both. I took the Forbidden Forest, which I'm reworking. You can see we were looking. There it is. There's the big tree I'm working on back there. I took that, and it was a 3 base plate scene of the Forbidden Forest and Gwarp against the centaurs from Harry Potter.
Okay.
And I had such a positive reaction to it that it has evolved into a 6 base plate display that I'm going to bring to Erie. So
nice.
That's what I'm working on now.
Okay. So then you're kind of moving from the south up north?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then I think you do have to come back down to Pittsburgh, though, because we have a show in November, right? Okay. So
yes, Ultimate Brick Show in November. I think I'll probably bring the Forbidden Forest there too, since it's local and it's very close to my house. So I don't have to worry about the trees.
Yep.
Taking them to Brick Rodeo, they kind of all fell apart. So I had to rebuild them. Flying with a mock is very difficult, but
understandable.
It was an experiment. So
I don't know if you heard, but I didn't fly with the Squirrel Hill Tunnel that I built. It was in my car after the big Yinzer Palooza, and it was so hot that weekend that all the clutch power it left.
Oh
and
no!
Squirrel Hill collapsed.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah,
we should use that for like a short film. We can film it, make it look like a disaster film.
Yeah, actually, like a zombie apocalypse. Yeah, that would be interesting. See, but that kind of stuff never happens when I can film it for content. It just happens when nobody else is watching. So
right. Same.
Oh gosh. So what are you building this weekend or anything else exciting going on for you this weekend?
Yes, Krista and I are actually attending the Steel City Comic-Con all weekend. We
Yep,
will
that's right.
be in the Artist Alley doing a
Okay.
lip and greet with everybody.
Nice. Okay. So I'm assuming you have been to the Comic Con before as a
I
guest,
have.
correct? Okay. So
I
now you're going
have.
to get to see it from a different kind of aspect.
Yes, this will actually be my third aspect of the Comic-Con because
Mm,
I have been a guest.
okay.
I have actually worked the Comic-Con before a
Oh,
long time
nice.
ago as a
Okay.
ticket taker and as a kind of people wrangler.
Okay.
And so now I'm going as well, our badges say celebrity guest, but that feels weird. Like,
Yeah.
it just feels weird.
I mean,
I
yeah.
like featured artist sounds better
There
because
you
we're
go.
gonna take a
Okay.
couple mocks and
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you were on TV, so I would say you are a celebrity. So I'll give you
A
that
little
title.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's fair. So, so obviously this is going to be a whole new experience for you. Now, I'm assuming. So I'm going to go back in time a little bit here because I'm assuming some of the things I'm going to ask you back from childhood. I'm assuming you
sure.
probably never would have thought that you would have been at this point in your lifetime to be. I'm just going to use celebrity because you were in TV. So we're just going to keep running. We're going to keep running
Okay.
with that. So let's go back in time a little bit. Now, obviously, so I met you through the lug. Now,
Yep.
were you born in the Pittsburgh area, or were you born outside of Pittsburgh or outside of Pennsylvania?
Outside of Pittsburgh, I
Okay.
was born in Greensburg, so I
Okay.
grew up in Greensburg, but then I moved to Pittsburgh for college. So I went to Chatham,
Oh, nice.
and
Okay.
I've been here ever since.
Okay. All right. So no dabbling outside of the state. You just decided to be a
No.
Yinzer through and through.
Yeah,
That's fair.
the only other place I've ever thought about living is Orlando because I'm a
Okay.
Disney head as well.
Ah. Okay.
So
Okay.
I've always wanted to be closer
Jeez.
to the parks. But man,
You.
it's a thing.
Yeah. You've also picked a lot of expensive hobbies. Disney,
I know.
Lego.
I know. Lorcana. I don't know what's wrong with me. They're all expensive habits.
Well, perks of being a celebrity now. Now you just get to flash that badge and say,
Right?
you know
Right?
who I am.
Hey. Yeah, right. Can I have that for free? That would be
Well, let me know if
great.
that
You
works.
want to
Yeah,
eat?
yeah,
I know. You want to sponsor?
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So, so this is an interesting question that I'm going to obviously ask both you and Krista, but interesting takes. So, I know where roundabout both of where you guys currently live and whatnot because I'm not too far away. But where you currently live or within like a decent radius, if there was somebody coming to visit you, do you have any particular either places to see or places to eat that you would consider like a must go to place?
Oh, a must go to place.
And not the Lego store. That doesn't count.
Yes, not the Lego store, but yes. So and it's a 2-in-1, and you can actually do all three, even though the Lego store doesn't count. So
Okay.
there is an authentic Mexican restaurant in Ross Park Mall called Plaza Azteca,
Oh, yep.
and they
Okay.
have the best food I have had in a long time.
Oh, okay. All right.
And so you go there, you get some food, then you
Okay.
go down the hall a little bit, and there is I think it's called the Tea and Spice Exchange.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And they have some of the best dry rubs I've ever
Okay.
had in my whole life.
Okay.
And then you
All right.
finish it off with the Lego store,
with the
and you've
Lego
had a
store.
perfect
Okay.
day.
That's
Yep.
fair. All right. So
Yep.
that is our Ross Park Mall, which I was actually just there today. And
Yep.
I walked right past Plaza Aztecas and I still haven't
Oh,
eaten there. But now that you've said that, do they have good chip? Do they have good queso? Like Siama queso?
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And they have
Okay.
burrito tacos, which are
Ooh.
just something to behold.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I guess September is going to roll around here soon, and we all know there's
Mhm.
more stuff in September. So looks like I'm going to
Yep.
plan a lunch trip there. Okay. Well, thanks
Yes.
for
Yes.
pushing my buttons to go to Plaza Azteca. So shout out to Plaza
Absolutely.
Azteca. If you're looking for sponsors, yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Right? Right? Yep, right here.
All right. So growing up, only child, or did you have any siblings, or do you have any
Nope.
siblings?
I do. I have a brother and a sister.
Okay.
I am the oldest.
Okay.
My sister's the youngest.
All right.
Oddly enough, I was not a Lego person growing up.
Okay.
Just we couldn't afford it pretty much.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
but I had
Yeah.
Lincoln Logs, and Lincoln Logs were fun. But,
I mean, those, I mean, they don't have the same connection types, but
nope.
similar
Yep,
building.
still
Y-
building. Yep.
Yeah.
But I was
Okay.
more of a like Stephen King kind of Batman, Michael Keaton girl growing
Oh,
up. So I
Michael
was more
Keaton.
into movies and stuff.
Shout out another Pittsburgh, Michael Keaton. See, we got it
Yep.
all here in the Burgh. You mean
I know,
you
right?
got Marcella,
We
you got
really
Christy, you
do.
got Michael Keaton.
Right?
The celebrities
Right?
just keep
It's all
pouring
right
out.
here. Right? The city of champions almost. We
Yes.
try. We try.
Well, the sports has kind of been hurting for a while, but we'll
Yeah.
leave that for another
Yeah.
day. So, uh,
Yep.
uh, so, so growing up, so you said you were the oldest, sister was the youngest. So, just out of curiosity, what was that like for your brother to have an older sister and a younger sister?
He it was a little weird for him, I would say. We weren't as close as my sister and I, even though
Okay,
my sister and I are 8 years apart.
sure.
So, he was your typical boy who loved to fish and do all
Okay,
the boy stuff. And
yeah.
I'm the oldest and I wanted to just read my Stephen King and be left alone. So
Okay,
we didn't have much in common. And my
that's
sister,
fair.
being 8 years younger, is like, somebody just play with me. We're
Yeah,
all gonna
yeah, yeah.
get on at
Yep,
it.
yep.
So it's interesting. It was an interesting dynamic growing up.
Sure. Now, so how has that carried over into the adult years? Are you guys still is it still kind of the same dynamic, or are you all just kind of get
No, it's
along now?
it's really weird. We get along so much better now as adults, and my brother has so many kids, and my nieces and nephews are all adults now, and they're all
Yep.
fantastic and wonderful people. And my sister's out in California, and she's an amazing tie dye artist, and we all get
Oh,
along
nice.
really
Okay.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. Now, so no Lego for you guys younger. Now, obviously, you are kind of dabbling in Lego a little bit. Does any of the other siblings has that carried over to any of them or their kids, or are they no one's really into it?
No, not so
Okay.
much. My sister does. She's starting to get into mosaics just a little bit. She likes
Oh,
the dot
nice. Okay.
sets. She finds them to
Okay.
be super creative. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
I'm kind of trying to push her in that direction. We'll see what happens.
Well, you also were very inspiring with the habitats, because that was
Thank you.
something that I did not even know about. And then, oh gosh, what quarter was that? One of our quarterly meetings last year, I think it was.
Yeah,
We had the habitat challenge, and I was like, what is she talking about? And then
I
I
love
ended up doing
habitats.
them, yeah, with my Lego club, and like a habitat's already hard enough for an adult, like to fit all that detail into an 8 by 8. But then you challenge elementary kids, and I'm not gonna lie, I was blown away. I mean, some of the stuff that
Yeah,
they came up with, I mean, it's just crazy what you can pack into that small of a space.
yeah. It's really a good dynamic piece of art, I like to
Yeah.
call them. And
Yep.
now people are putting motion in them and lighting,
Yep.
and it's just going next level. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. No, I hear you. All right. So then the other hobbies, so the Stephen King, the Batman, all that kind of stuff. Now, what has happened with those interests? Are they still hot topics, or have they faded away at all?
Oh no, I'm still a huge fan of Stephen King's
Okay.
and of Batman. I have like three specific loves in my life, and they
Okay.
kind of coincide with my YouTube personas. So
Yes. Okay.
I've got the Watch with Marcella channel, which
Okay.
is the YouTube channel where I do reaction videos, unboxings, so I just watch all kinds of things. Right now,
Sure.
I'm just wrapping up The Last of Us season 2. I'll be
Ooh. Okay.
starting Andor season 2.
Nice.
And then I've got the Lego Build with Marcella channel where
Yep.
we build, and I do, there's not much on there right now because I've been a little busy. And then there's the Game with Marcella where I play games. Basically, it's a branding thing. I could put anything in front of it. I could in the future have Travel with Marcella. Could
Yeah.
it could just go on and on and on.
I'm not gonna lie. Cooking with Marcella sounds like that just rolls
Right?
off of that. That sounds I'm down for cooking with Marcella. So I'm
I
seeing
love it.
you in the kitchen and yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's
I
bring
love
me
it.
on. I can be a guest. I can grill.
I love
So
it.
I mean
Same. We'll make some
grill.
ribs.
Oh yeah,
We
there we
can
all right.
do
Okay.
some Pittsburgh natives. We'll make
Okay.
halushki. We'll make
All right.
pierogies. It'll be
All right.
great.
Let's do it. I'm down.
I love it.
All right. So the Lego journey that you've had. So what was the spark that, since you didn't have it as a kid, what was the spark that brought you into Lego?
That would be my college best friend Jen.
Okay.
She has a Lego city in her basement that
Oh,
I
nice.
have just always admired and thought was incredible.
Okay.
And we went out shopping one day and I got the little Millennium Falcon microfighter.
Mhm.
And I was like, I love Star Wars. I like this is cute. This is little. I can build this. And then, as you know, it just kind of ballooned and now I'm literally surrounded by Lego.
I I have zero idea what you're talking about. I don't
Right? Right?
I don't dabble in
No.
anything. Nah,
Right?
nah,
No. No.
I just decided to do this random podcast. Yeah, it's yeah. So
Right. That's a CGI background back there. That's
and
not
green
real.
screen.
It's
Yeah,
just
I
green
do it to
yeah.
make people feel good. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
Uh, so obviously, you talked about a little bit. So you do your own mock building now. Do you still enjoy Lego sets as far as building them, or do you prefer to stick with the mock building?
I do both, actually.
Okay.
I think that you can have both in your life.
Yes. Good.
And I actually dabble a little outside of just Lego as well
Okay.
because I like to find, not everyone can afford Lego.
Mhm.
So I find some things sometimes
Sure.
at other stores that,
That's-
yes. Yeah. And I like to share those with people. You can kind of see them kind of lined up back there. I just
yep.
found
Gotcha. Yep.
at a local store.
Establishment. No, I get it. I get it completely. I mean, it's only getting worse. I
Yeah.
guess you can say. So yeah, I mean, I've always been like, I've always been one of those people that no matter what a person wants to do, like I'm 100% like you have to do what's best for you, and you don't want to strap yourself. So I
Yeah.
support, whatever anybody wants to do. So I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's what makes you happy, and
Yeah.
we all need to be okay with that. We don't need to be
Exactly.
putting people down for that. So,
Exactly.
um,
My mocks are all Lego. They're all genuine Lego, but I do
okay.
still like to check out some of those alternatives and let people know that they exist.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, Lego can't, not only the price, but Lego also can't have all the IPs. It's just not, it
Right.
wouldn't be feasible for them to do. So there's going to be things that come out that you're going to like, and that's the only way to get it. So, I mean, if you want it, that's how you have to get it. So yeah, I hear you. Cause
Exactly.
we were talking about that actually on last week's episode about the horror industry. Like there's just not, Lego's not gonna do Michael Myers,
Right.
Chucky sets. Like they're not gonna do
They're
that.
just
So
not. No.
no. So the only opportunity you have is if one of these other companies does come out with something.
Yeah.
So again, it's not like you're not supporting Lego. It's just they don't offer that. So,
Exactly. And I'm
so.
suddenly terrified at the thought of a Pennywise Lego. Don't want to see that. No.
Oh, I'm sure one of those don't one of those minifig companies probably make one. I'm
I bet
sure.
they probably do. They probably
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. I mean, when I was at
Mhm.
Brick World, I saw, some of the vendors with some of their custom figs, and they were far beyond my nightmares. So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They do good work though.
well, that's the thing. That's how good they are. So,
Yeah.
um, all right. So as far as your personal Lego collection, do you have any particular sets or themes that you find yourself gravitating towards, or that you would call like your favorites, either like favorite build or theme or anything to that extent?
I really gravitate towards the Harry Potter sets. I used to
Okay.
be a completionist when it came to them,
Oh, jeez.
but they started repeating too many times.
Yeah.
which is kind of a Star Wars issue as well. I don't know how many of Luke's land speeder we really need.
Ah,
So I've kind of put aside my completionist tendencies.
yeah.
And those are probably the two themes I like. And
Okay.
unfortunately, they're the two most expensives. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
also like the botanical sets as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm big Harry Potter as well. But yet you're right. I mean, Star Wars too. I mean, I feel like it's like a double-edged sword. I think they do what they
Mhm.
do because they know what's going to sell. But in
Yeah.
the same breath, there is so many other things that you could do that I'm sure would sell. Um, but I don't know what the reason is for not taking that risk to do them.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
And then like the
Uh,
prices are just getting a little like that new
yeah.
there's a new thing coming soon, maybe
Mm,
that's very
yes.
expensive, I've heard.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess like once August comes, we pretty much know the end of the year is going to be filled with expensive things. So,
Expensive things that hopefully will one day hit a Black Friday sale and we can all afford
yeah.
them for triple
Yeah.
points.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? My buddy Mav and I, we have this horrible story. Last year when the AT-AT, it was like on sale for $600, and it was double points. And he and I were on the phone with each other, and we were like, we're gonna wait. We can get it for cheaper. I mean, really,
Mhm.
$600 and
Yep.
double points?
Right.
Well, by the time we said we were gonna pull the trigger, it was gone. So
It
yeah.
was sold out. Yep. Yep. That's what happens.
And now it's $1,000 retired
Right.
and to
Yep.
its glory. So
Yep.
yeah. Yeah.
Ugh, Star
All
Wars
right.
sets.
Before we go to Krista, I'm going to segue you into Krista with this question. So, as I mentioned, you are one of the amazing Steel City Lug members. So,
Thank you.
when did you come in, or when did you join the Lug?
Right around 2020. So it was
Okay.
kind of COVID-y times and was bored and
Yeah.
needed a new kind of hobby. And I had seen the lug at the science center once upon a time.
Okay.
And that was kind of like the very early beginning of my Lego journey. And Bob taught me how to build a rounded wall at
Oh,
an
okay.
event. And so I was kind of like, that was fun. I could really get into that. So I
Yeah.
went to a meeting and it was at Josh's house and it was,
Okay.
you know, a lot of fun. And it just kind of happened from there. And I met
Yeah.
Krista and was like, ooh, I like her. I'm going to stick
Yeah.
around. So
You know what? Quick shout out to Bob. I wish Bob had social media.
I
Bob is
know,
just
right?
like Bob's just like he's an all star member. I mean, I
He
don't.
is.
He helps me out with a couple of. He helped me out PNC Park. He helps out. I mean, well, you were at the Fall Festival last year, but
Yep.
Bob is just like one of those guys. Like if we didn't have him in the lug, I mean, I think we'd have a glaring hole. So
I know. I call him our elder statesman. He's like
yeah,
the godfather of Lego.
Bob's
He's the
Dumbledore.
best. Yes, he is. I love it. He really is.
Oh, that's great. All right, Marcella, I am going to, whenever I get a thumbs up from Krista, if she's good to go. Okay, she's good to go. All right, I'm going to
All right.
send you to the office and then I will bring you back
Sounds good.
on shortly. All right, hang
All
tight.
right.
All right, here is Krista. Krista, hello.
Hi, Keith.
You switched to the wired connection, I see.
How did you know?
A slight background difference. So,
You know.
for a second there, I thought you were pulling a magic trick on me. I said, "Where did Krista go?" And then all of a sudden, she popped up in a different room. So,
Yeah, the Wi-Fi wasn't working as great as I had hoped, so maybe this will be more consistent.
well, when we were on that 48-hour stream, I actually hardwired for the purpose of making sure I didn't have any of those issues, and I still got kicked. So
Really?
I don't get it. We're in 2025. Like, why are we not flying in cars? And
Where's my hoverboard?
yeah,
That's all I'm saying. Where's my hoverboard?
well, Krista, I'm not gonna lie. You have some mock building skills. So where is your hoverboard?
I could do the board part, but the electrical component piece,
Well, we have some train guys in the lug. I'm sure they could figure out the electricals.
That is true. That is true. But Back to the Future lied to me. By now, we should have hoverboards.
Yeah. Well, wasn't that the Jetsons? Wasn't the Jetsons saying like 2020s, or am I
Oh yeah.
thinking?
No,
I
you're
feel like
right.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like they had the flying cars and these
Mhm.
massive like scientific buildings, and it's a shame, but
Yeah.
it is
Agreed.
what it is. So
Agreed.
So I asked her, so Marcella's been traveling. You've been traveling as well. So
Yes, sir.
where have you been? What have you been up to?
I was in Houston for Brick Rodeo. That was
Yep.
my first rodeo. It was
Okay.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Just, the environment was so friendly and everything is bigger in Texas, and
Yeah.
that is very, very true in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So it was really cool seeing a conference. That was my first conference like west of the Mississippi.
Okay.
So it was cool just seeing like how that dynamic is a little bit different than like the East Coast conventions that we usually go
Yep.
to. So that was really cool. A lot of fun. Met awesome people. Hopefully get to do it again next year because that would be
Okay.
awesome.
Yep. Okay.
Then came home and then went to Brick Fair
Mhm.
last weekend, and that's always a great show. That was like my fourth time there.
Okay.
And by Sunday, like everybody else, completely and utterly exhausted, uh, because that's what we do, right?
That's yeah.
Uh, and then this weekend we have Steel City Con,
Yep.
and I have never been to like
Oh,
this
you have.
kind of convention.
Oh boy, you're in for a treat. Yeah.
So like I did Erie Comic Con, but like my understanding is that's like not even a drop in the water compared to what
Okay.
Steel City Con is.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous, excited, like geeking out because
Yep.
Celebrity Row is all Full House,
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
just like
Yeah.
like trying to like keep it in check, be like, yo, what's up? But
Yeah. Yeah.
inside just like like it's Stephanie
Oh,
Tanner.
I need some video footage of you trying to contain yourself.
Because I'm gonna be like, all right, be cool, be cool.
Yeah.
What's up? And it's gonna come off so awkward and worse than just like fanning out.
Marcella, I'm counting on you to keep recordings of what's going on, please. So
So yeah, we have
that's
that.
good. Okay.
And then Erie's coming up shortly after that. So
Yep.
Brick Erie is mid-September, and then the most awesome ultimate brick show here in Pittsburgh, November 15th and 16th. Everyone
Yep.
should buy tickets and check it out because it's going to be awesome.
And we know we have some people overseas here, and I'm even saying they need to come over to the Ultimate Brick Show. I mean, it's Pittsburgh. Like we already
Yep.
have Chris and Marcella and Michael Keaton. Like what more could you want from a brick show? So
I was going to say, and Lego Masters this season had a Pittsburgh connection aside from us. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that's right. Yep, that's right. Yep.
And
forgot about
he
that.
was wearing his West Homestead shirt.
That's right. I
Which
forgot about that.
only people from Pittsburgh would have picked that up.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was a very subtle. I mean, you had to be
Yep.
paying attention and actually like recognize what you were looking at there. So so is it just me because I went to Brick World this year for the first time. So that was like my first real big Lego convention. But isn't it crazy how fast the time seems to go when you're bouncing from convention to convention? Because
Yep.
I don't even know how you guys have managed to make it through those.
You're right. Like we got home from rodeo, and that was 4th of July weekend. And so for me, I was actually on vacation before that. So
Oh,
I
that's
was
right.
at the beach the weekend before,
That's
came
right. Yep.
home, like swapped stuff out, hopped on a plane, went down to rodeo, and I flew with a mock.
Oh, okay. So
So
you did too. Okay.
that giant Pac-Man lenticular that I
Oh yeah.
have, that 6-foot lenticular that I decided to make a lot bigger,
Yeah.
was like an entire 50 pounds of a suitcase.
Bold.
So
Bold.
It was. It was. Going down, I managed to get everything down there. Coming home, I had to pay for a heavy bag.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, you do what you got to do. I mean, yeah, obviously you're
It,
not gonna. That's a far drive. So I mean,
yeah.
that's
Well,
kind
I
of.
wasn't shipping it, and I had to get it home somehow. So,
Oh man, I can't
you know,
imagine how much it would have been to ship that. Whew.
I know, right?
Nor would I have trusted to ship that.
Yeah, right. I was like,
um,
whatever, it's fine.
yeah, yeah. No, no, I hear you. And I mean, both you and Marcel. I mean, so I've had the pleasure of getting to see both of you guys display at our the various events that we have going on for the lug. So I've been very lucky, and I try to share that stuff on social media as well, at the shows and whatnot. But if you haven't been able to see, and this for everybody else out there, if you haven't been able to see either of their builds, make sure you check out their Instagram pages because there is plenty to look at. And I'll make sure I tag those. Well, they will be tagged. Obviously, they're on the main screen as well, so you can get those handles on there. But yeah, so the Comic Con for you this weekend. Again, I'm gonna wait to see the final verdict on how that goes. What I'm sensing though is there is a chance, like I told Marcella, you guys keep those badges because it says celebrity on it. So
It
you should be
does.
able to flash those badges around, at certain places and
I,
get that
I
free chips and queso at Plaza Aztecas.
yeah, right? Like, hey, look, I'm a celebrity now. If I can't get free
Oh,
chips and queso, then I'm doing something wrong.
something's wrong. Oh, that's great. All right. So now for you,
Mhm.
are you a born and raised Yinzer as well, or are you from outside of PA or outside of
Well,
the limits?
would I get kicked out of Pittsburgh if I say I was foreign?
I mean, no, I think you've represented well enough to
Well,
stay. So,
the truth is, born and bred, Pittsburgh city limits, like
okay.
Pittsburgh proper. Um, I lived in the city probably until college. So
Okay.
I did leave for college. So I went to Penn State. So I was central
Oh,
PA.
geez. I'll
I'm
blur
sorry.
that out for you.
All right. Hey, let's just say whose football team's currently ranked like 3 going into the
Yeah.
season?
Well, in interest of fairness, I'm not a Pitt fan, so
Okay.
that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. But I don't know. I mean, those Penn State, those are fighting words around here. So
I know, I know, I know. And that's all I say is yeah, what's the AP poll say right now? Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah,
that's all I
that's
got to
fair.
say. Um so I went to grad school. After that, so I spent some time out in Philly for 2
Okay.
years. And then decided to hightail it back here because
Yep.
Pittsburgh's sorry to anyone in Philly. I loved my time out there, but Pittsburgh's cooler than Philly. Now those are fighting words.
Yeah, well, you know what? So that's one thing I can say, and I know Pittsburgh fans aren't going to like this anyways, but I'm a Cowboys fan, which is obviously it's a horrible
Um,
task. But at least we can agree that we're both not Philly as top priority there. So that's
Although when I was in Philly, because it was an NFC team, it was okay to cheer for the
that's different.
Eagles.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
back then they were awful.
that's
It
true.
was that's when Andy Reid was still their head
Oh,
coach,
that's
and
true. Yeah.
so I was like, it was like watching the Pirates.
Oh,
You know, you cheered for them because they were the home team.
yeah, yeah. Well, we'll leave that at that.
Right.
All right. So I'm asking you to go a different direction here. So Marcella said if people coming to visit her, she would recommend doing the whole Ross Park Mall
Mhm.
experience, eating, going to the tea and spice exchange, and then going to the Lego store. So what would be some of your top places that you would recommend the people coming to visit?
Now, I'm gonna sound really basic here, and that's okay. Um, whenever so my husband did not grow up in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
He grew up at an AFC rival city.
Oof.
So when his family comes to visit, the one place we always go to Eaton Park.
Oh
Um,
gosh, classic. Yep.
Classic Eaton
Yep.
Park. Everybody gets a little bit of what they like, kind of
Yep.
thing. Like everyone's like, "What's the Pittsburgh thing to eat?" And they're always like, "Oh, Permanis." I'm like, no. Eaton Park is the Pittsburgh thing to eat.
I would actually agree. Yeah.
You can do a soup and salad bar, you can get breakfast anytime, and then you
Yep.
get a smiley cookie when you're done.
Yeah.
Or in my case, a piece of pie.
Yeah. Oh, even better.
Yeah, I have a love-hate. Like strawberry pie is the
Oh,
best.
I do like that.
But
Yeah.
I love the Oreo cream pie, but now it's not the same since they changed the recipe because
Oh.
they don't have that partnership with Oreo anymore.
Oh, bummer. I didn't know that.
So, like, the
Oh,
crust is different. I mean, I'll
okay.
still eat the pie, but
Yeah.
it
Well, so
it's not the same.
so you brought Eaton Park up. So I'm sure a lot of people are probably questioning both of us our sanity right now, and they're asking us who eats and then parks. So
Right.
let
Right.
me get your opinion here. Why is it called Eaton Park? Why is it not Park and Eat? That's because that's what Bryce always asks me. He's like, Daddy, why do they call it Eaton Park and not Park and Eat? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a real story as to why. And maybe it's because people are still having this conversation like 50 some years later, because I
True.
think they just had their 50th anniversary.
Yeah. Yep.
But like growing up in my house, you know how like people say Target instead of Target?
Yeah.
My dad would always say, "Oh, we're going to Park and Eat."
Oh.
Like so like in my house we called it Park and Eat.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's always been a mystery, and maybe I need to write that or call somebody at corporate and be like, look, like let's just get the lowdown here. What's the reasoning? Because it
It,
literally makes no sense.
it's so Pittsburgh that like we just accept it. We're like, okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's kind of like what's some of the other things we have? We have the chair. You put a chair out
Yeah.
in the road to save a parking spot.
So I grew up and I lived in the city, and you know, when it came winter time especially, if you spent half an hour digging out your parking spot, you better believe you're putting the parking chair out there because I don't want someone taking the spot. I just spent all that time digging out. And
Yeah.
street parking's like, gold.
It
So,
is. Yeah.
You really you protect that.
Yeah. Yeah. I always wondered why, traveling through the city, like, again, I'm sure there was a reason, but um, it almost makes you wonder, like, why couldn't they have saved like maybe a plot or two of land and built like a nice little community parking lot for like the neighborhood houses? I'm sure there was a reason for it, but I always just wondered that, I wonder why.
Yeah, cars were I wanna say cars were smaller, but then you think about the '70s, cars were
They were
huge.
big. Yeah.
They were huge, but they
Yeah.
weren't SUVs. They were just long, big cars.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
so I've actually seen pictures of the street I grew up on as it was being built
Okay.
in, like, the 1920s, 1930s.
Okay.
So I grew up in Observatory Hill, which is
Oh
just,
yeah.
like, south of where I am right now.
Yep.
Or yeah, that's right. And so there were a lot of big mansions
Okay.
on when they were like initially there. There was like a lot of big houses because it was, I think, still part of Allegheny City.
Oh,
Um,
interesting. Okay.
before Pittsburgh encompassed that. So what they did then was they bought pieces of land from those big mansions and like turned it into this piecemeal housing. So it was essentially building on
Okay.
top of building on top of
Yeah.
building.
Okay.
So you think Pittsburgh roads don't make any sense, and the reason is because they don't make
That's
any
fine.
sense. Like,
Yeah, that's why. Okay.
yeah.
Yep. Makes sense. Okay. Well, I guess that I mean, because we do have some, like, especially going up to like the Mount Washington area. I mean, we have some
Mhm.
cliffside roads that do not deserve being roads. I mean, they're
Right. Absolutely.
all right. So for you, are you an only child or any siblings for you?
I have a younger sister.
Okay. All right. So what's the gap between the two of you guys?
I
Girls.
am 3 years older.
Okay. All right.
So
So
when I was a senior in high school, she would have been a freshman.
okay. So what was that like? Because I tend to get different responses when you have the same gender of either two brothers or two sisters, and most of the time it's we get along, but I do have the opposite. So what end of the spectrum were you guys? Were you getting along, or were you guys going at it all the time?
So as kids, there were times where we got along and played really well.
Okay.
And then there were times where we just had very different interests and hobbies.
Okay.
I was the Lego builder and I liked building like with the castles and stuff like that. And she was playing, and I had some My Little Pony, but she was playing more with the Barbie,
Okay.
which was interesting. I pulled out like my dad's Ken dolls, like his GI
Okay.
Joes and stuff like that. So like,
Yep.
it wasn't like quite the same, but we found ways to play together.
Okay.
And one of the things I remember the most, kind of about us playing together, and forgive me, I'm going to mention a clone brand here. Tycho.
Oh
Tycho
yeah.
had like one of the first girls lines
Okay.
where they were like pink and lavender, and the one that she had was a mall, and it had a
Oh,
record
interesting.
store, and like,
Okay.
so it was enough for her to want to like build with me.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like she would build her mall, and then she would use her little figures to go through the mall. And I don't know if you remember Tycho figures. They had like the little hands like this, and like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So I remember her playing with those, and then I would build to kind of complement it. So I'd build like cars, or I'd build the
Okay.
food court, or I'd build
Oh,
something to
nice.
complement it. Um,
Okay.
so then we would kind of play together, with that. But it's funny, when Friends first came out, I was just like, oh, who's gonna do that? But then I thought about that, and
Yeah.
it was like, oh, we did that.
Sure.
She had
Yep.
something that spoke to her, and we found ways to play together.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm just gonna get your input on this because this is me. I always find tangents to go on, but since you
Mhm.
brought it up, I'm curious on your opinion here. So Friends seems to be like one of those hot topic themes that there's no in between. You either love it or you hate it. I don't know why. Because me personally, like I'm not a fan of the figures,
Right,
but the builds themselves are actually pretty nice. And I mean, I
right.
feel like they've really, in some cases, even gotten better than some of the city sets,
Mhm,
as far as what the builds look like. But where I've been curious recently is you have a show on Netflix Wednesday,
mhm,
which is not really a kid show per se, but yet they seem to be pushing it towards the Friends line. Why do you think they would do that? I guess essentially, like to have a show that's not really meant for kids push
mhm.
towards more of a younger girl. And I don't mean to be singling out
No, no, no.
younger females, but that's tends to be what it seems to be marketing towards.
No, and I think you're right there. Like, the Friends line as a whole, like, I agree with you. The mini dolls, they're not my cup of tea, but the
Mm-mm.
builds are, like, awesome,
Yeah.
and I will be the first one to buy a Friends set, get rid of the mini dolls, and put my own figures in, just because
Yep.
they're really good.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially recently, like, they've just been amazing. Um, I think for the Wednesday thing is that they're not trying to reach young girls. I think they're trying to reach tween and teen girls
I see. Okay.
who may be interested in Wednesday. They're like old enough to like, because I read a lot of young adult books, and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, that is like, I haven't got into Wednesday yet, but I know a little about it.
Yeah.
That is like pure young adult novel right there. So I'm thinking like 14, 15, 16. If they kind of left the Lego community like I did,
Yeah.
that was the beginning of like my dark age, discovering
Okay.
boys and all that.
Yep. Yep.
Um, so that might have been enough to kind of keep me in the Lego fold, because
Okay.
Wednesday's a really cool show. People are really into it, and you can have this set that's geared towards girls without being girly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just though to me what keeps pulling me back though is the dolls make it feel younger though, and
Yeah.
that's what really makes me like curious why there's not the equivalent with minifigs because I mean I'm not saying minifigs make it adults. I mean at the end of the day it's a
Right.
toy,
Right.
but for some reason it just seems like the minifigs make it feel more adult-ish. Um
Right.
so I don't know. I'm just yeah, I mean it's really same with Wicked.
Right.
I think there now is one with minifigs. It's or should be, or I don't know
Yeah,
if
they
it's out or
just came out. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just interesting that they're so set on like those particular themes aimed at the friends, and maybe they're trying to push that line a little bit,
Yeah.
bring some life into it.
Yeah.
I don't
So I will say, and this is probably a total tangent on everything,
know.
but I remember the story about how Ninjago came about.
Mm,
And Lego is really, really good at the market research.
yeah,
So
yeah,
for those who don't know about Ninjago, they essentially sat down a bunch of boys in a focus group and said, "Tell us what you like. Tell us what you want to play with." And there were ninjas, zombies, like pirate, like they named all these things, and then they were just like, "Huh, let's just dump them all together into something," you know? And
Ninjago.
and Ninjago became like this phenomenon that
Yeah,
I think essentially saved Lego. And it started with like that kind of focus group. So I would not be surprised by any means if they sat down a bunch of tween and teen girls and said, "What do you want to see?"
yeah,
You know, and
that's
this
fair.
group grew up with like brats and all that. So,
Yeah,
I
similar. Yeah,
yeah, I'm sure there's some influence there.
yeah. Okay, good point. Good. Yeah, that makes sense thinking about it. So, okay. All right. Now, for you, as far as so obviously you do the mock building as well. Now, are you a set builder, or are you tending more just towards the mock building?
Keith, I have not met a set that I have not liked. Even I hate Technic, but I will still, if you handed me a Technic set to build today, I'd be like, I hate you, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
All right.
N-
Note to everybody who's re-listening: let's buy Chris the Technic sets.
yes, if you want to torture me, send me Technic. But no, like everything that you do, there's an opportunity to learn something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Yep.
I was mentioning to you earlier, I built the new Japanese maple tree
Yep.
today. And it was really cool just how they did the trunk of the tree and how they did the ombre on the leaves. It's two
Mhm,
colored leaves. So
mhm.
like even something as simple as a poly bag, you have the opportunity to learn a new technique or use a
Yeah.
part in a different way.
Yep.
So for me, it's one, sometimes just I just want to shut my brain off and like
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
not think for a while. So like
That's fair.
I like, just someone telling me what to do for a while.
Yeah.
But I also like learning and just all these different techniques that I may use something in a different way that I haven't thought of.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I think that's one of the best parts, that if you don't really think about a Lego set like that, if you just think about it as a look at the instructions and build it, like you have to remember that actual Lego designers put these instructions together and they did things for a reason, and you can learn from them through their sets. So
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely something for people to remember. All right. So I'm going to ask you the same question before I get Marcella back on here. So again, you also, part of the Steel City Lug. Now, you were actually the first person that I ever communicated with. And the way I came across you was I was starting a Lego club, and I was trying to get the old pick-a-brick cups to use for the Lego club. And so I had sent a message to I think it was the Facebook group, and you responded, and you were gracious enough to spread the word to the log. And I think I got about 80 pick-a-brick cups, which I still have, and they are still in use. So,
Awesome.
so
Awesome.
when did you join, and what was your kind of role with the log?
Yeah, so I was not one of the founding members, despite everyone thinking I've been here since 2012.
Okay.
I am not one of the founders.
Okay.
I joined a little later on. I'd actually met Steel City Lug at a show in Philly, that we won't name because it doesn't exist anymore. And then they had a Pittsburgh show like a year or two later. So that was like 2014, 2015.
Okay.
Um, when I was in Philly, and then the Pittsburgh show might have been 2016. And there was some confusion where I was supposed to display, and then Log was gracious enough to say, "Hey, come display with us." And at that
Oh, nice.
point, I think I just had the Disney castle. It like wasn't anything super exciting.
Okay.
Oh, that was exciting to me because that was one of my first things. So like they were like, "Oh, come display with us," and like I ended up displaying with a lug at that point, and they're like, "Well, you should just join because you get credit for displaying and all this cool stuff." And so I joined probably shortly thereafter.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So with that,
and I do nothing in the lug. I do absolutely.
I know. You're always one of those ones where you're just like dragging your feet, and we're like, "Come on, Krista, would you do something already?" Jeez.
I know. I have my hands in way too much, so I'm trying to divest.
You sound like somebody familiar who just steps in, to a lot of things, and we won't talk about him though. All right. Yeah. If I get a thumbs up from our other half, I'm gonna bring her on. Okay, we're good. All right, there she is. Let me unmute. Okay. Now I have the dynamic duo on the screen here together. Now,
I have a story for you real quick.
Oh, yep. Let's hear it.
You ready?
I don't know.
So I believe that it was called Eaton Park because you both ate and parked. When they first started, they were like a car hop place. So you drove and you parked your car, and the waitresses came to the car. So you were eating and parking. So I believe that is the history.
See, if I tell Bryce that though, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, but you parked first."
I know, right?
It's not like you were driving up and they're like chasing you. Right? Like, here's your friend.
Right? But I believe that's what I was always told.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just gonna run with that because I don't have time to go actually officially check. So I'm just gonna trust you on that one. So, okay, so let's talk about the lug a little bit because you both are obviously very active in the lug. So when did and I'm just gonna let you guys kind of decide who runs with who gets to talk with the answers here. But when do you guys remember your first like interaction or encounter with each other?
That's you, Marcella.
I just remember glomming onto you, and you were one of the few women in the lug, and I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna embrace her and hold on and never let go." And I have continued to do that, and I'm gonna keep doing that.
Yeah,
as long as she lets me.
It's funny because Krista's one of those people where like once you talk to her, she just gives off that vibe where you can just bother her at any time, unless it's after a certain time of night and she's asleep. But like, I remember when I first joined, like I was just asking her like question after question after question, and I never had any sort of negativity, no attitude. I mean, she was just an open person. So, yeah, I get that. Now, did you guys ever do any sort of build together prior? Because we're gonna get, I just want to touch briefly on Lego Masters. We're here for you guys, not for the show, but I do have a couple interesting questions for that. So before Lego Masters, did you guys ever do any collaborative things together, either just in talking or actually building together?
The audition.
Yeah, the audition for the show. Okay. I mean, we had displayed together at events, but they weren't collaborative builds. But we kind of both knew what each other's build styles would be, I'd say, going into the auditions.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I'd say as a lug, we don't do a ton of collabs because we're all pretty much like we like to build what we like to build and put it together. So I don't even know if there were a lot of opportunities prior to that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because I actually had somebody at, was it PN? Yeah, it was actually at Yinzerpalooza. I had a lady ask me, she goes, "So do you guys like get together and build together?" And I said, "Not really. Like, I don't think it's just, it's just not really possible. I mean, we all have like our own lives and like we do have the quarterly meetings, but I mean, those are just so, the time's just not really possible for us to do stuff like that. And we all live close, but to do some sort of collaborative build, I don't think it would really be possible, unless it's at Josh's house. I mean, we can just I'm
Yeah,
tossing Josh out there.
Unless it's like at a centralized location.
Yeah.
The only collab I think we have going on right now, aside from our train display that just magically comes together thanks to Bob, is the Hoth display, which is like
Oh yeah.
Tim and Johnny, and like I think there's a handful of others that put stuff in.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Lego Masters here real quick, because this obviously was a shock to the entire look. I mean, we know the talent you guys have, but you guys were very tight-lipped and did not spill the beans, did not give any teasers at all. No, there was nothing. I mean, I was shocked when you guys told us. Then it was even more shocking when you said how long it had been that you had known. So going back and if this is an okay topic, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So you guys actually auditioned in 2023, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
So can you run me through the audition? Like, are you just told to build anything, or do they give you like some sort of challenge that you guys have to come up with something?
I can't remember now.
So it's so there's some stuff we're allowed to talk about, some stuff we're not allowed to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly can't remember.
Yeah, there is an audition that takes place.
Okay.
Because of the timing of our season, it took place virtually, so it didn't happen in person like previous seasons.
Okay.
Yeah. And you do have to do a build, and it's a live. It was a all day on camera.
Okay.
Kind of build. And
interesting.
And it's just like the show. You have to do a build, and it's timed. And hello, Xander.
Oh, is that the tree?
That's the tree.
Oh wow, that looks very pretty.
Very nice.
Bye, tree.
Bye, tree.
And then you present your build. You have to
just like that
story.
Yep.
And
just
perfect
like
timing.
That. Perfect timing.
Yep, I know. I have props. What can I say?
Right. And then you wait.
And that's it.
And
okay.
Wait. Yep.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
You wait for that call.
So you guys were together then for that build? Then?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did our audition together. Actually, in the room I'm in right now.
Oh, look at that. Okay. So
and the Wi-Fi was crappy then too.
So that's the real reason why we switched rooms. Yeah.
I feel like everybody struggled with that because it was such a long day. Like
yeah.
Interesting. So now, and again, if there's anything you can't say, just say pass. Was that something like if the Wi-Fi would have cut out? Where they're not seeing you building a part of it, like is there like disqualification rules because they can't see that it's you, or it's not like that?
I don't think it was like that.
Okay.
And I mean, when the Wi-Fi went, it's like it goes out on any of these streams. You hop back on as fast as possible. But it was just do what you can.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. So then what was the time frame between audition and finding out you were actually going to be on the show? How long did that take?
It was a few weeks.
About
I believe
2 months. 2 months.
Okay.
So you're asking me about 2023.
I know.
I know what I did yesterday.
I know. Well, it is almost 2026 when you really think about it. We're close.
Right.
So
I know, right? So if I remember, it was we did the audition in August of 2023, and then we found out that we were on the show in October of 2020.
Okay. All right.
And
so you're coming up
very quickly,
almost 2-year anniversary then.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And can you believe it's already over? I mean,
I know.
Aired. It's
I
over.
know.
So
it's been a whirlwind.
I think that's why we were so tight-lipped about it, is because we thought the show was going to air in the spring of 2024.
Okay.
And when it didn't air in the spring, we're like, oh, it's going to be summer.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. We're like, oh, it makes sense. It's going to be fall. And it wasn't.
And
then we're like,
then it wasn't.
Then we're like, okay, it's going to be mid-season. It's going to be like January. And it wasn't. And then I was like, you know what? it's going to be June. So I'm going to have shoulder surgery. And guess what? It's coming in May.
Yep. Honestly, for a minute there, I was thinking maybe it's just never going to be on. And it didn't happen at all. Like, good thing we are really good secret keepers.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did you guys ever feel like at any point, like it wasn't gonna, not saying that they would have done that, but like, did you feel personally like it was just for whatever reason not going to happen?
I think there were moments for sure, especially when it was like, oh, it's going to be next. Nope. Oh, it's not on the. Nope. Yep. So like, it was a little defeating, especially since it was pretty much, well, we're figuring it out. It's going to be here, but we can't tell you anything till we nail it down.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of like waiting and waiting and waiting some more. And guess what? Let's wait again.
Yeah. And then there was one really funny moment, maybe in March of this past year, when they unveiled Robert and Christopher's winning build at the Lego store in New York. They played a sneak peek trailer for season 5. But they hadn't announced it yet. So if anyone would have seen it and asked us, we still would have been like, I don't know what you're talking about. I must have a doppelganger or that. Wasn't me.
The good looking person on that video.
I know.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember what month it was, but I don't know if this is the same video, but there was a video that came out for the season 5 or the new season, and I was watching it, and the thing goes by and I said, that was Krista. And I was just like, no, it wasn't Krista. I was like, that was Krista. And so I texted her. I said, I think I just saw you. And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, okay, but that was you.
Yeah, it got hard after a while when they're like, that was you. You're just like, no. Right?
Well, yeah, I mean that puts you like in a really awkward position. Like, obviously you're not lying at that point. You play it off, but that puts you in a really awkward position when people come and ask you about it. I mean, like, that's kind of on whoever decided to air. So I don't know. All right. So when you're that very first moment that you stepped on into the studio for the first episode, how surreal of a feeling was that?
Absolutely. Like, just, this isn't real. Like, I was honestly, I thought, I was like, wow, this is a really cool dream. Like, I'm gonna wake up in my bed in Pittsburgh and like send Xander off to school, and it's gonna be all well and good. But no, that was really like just mind blowing.
Yeah.
You see the lights come down, and like, it's crazy.
Yeah. So what type of interactions, like, did you guys get to have interactions? Like, I know you had interactions with the other contestants, which became friendships, which is, a whole other thing, which is great. But did you get like interactions with like Will or Amy, Jamie? Like, did you get to interact with them much at all?
Not outside of their moments on camera. They would come in and do their, I mean, we did have I remember one really great moment with Amy and Jamie one night randomly. Like, our transport back to the hotel left like last or something, and we ended up seeing Amy and Jamie outside like after, and they had like workout gear on, and they were like people, and they were very, very nice. And after we were eliminated, we got to spend a really nice moment with Will. He came out and hugged us both and talked to us, and he was very sweet.
Well, that's good. He's one of my favorite actors, and so that was always I've asked a few people from Lego Masters the same question, because I always just want to double, triple check, because they always tell you never meet your heroes or your idols, because they're usually not who you make them out to be. But I was very happy to hear that he and his mustache were what he presents to be. Now, was that a shocking thing? Because I wasn't ready for the mustache. I mean,
I think that's one that, like, after you take in the room, it wasn't the brick pit I focused on. It was the mustache. And it was like, I can't look away. Like, what is happening here?
Like, I feel like we walked in the room and we were like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, your first reaction is, oh my God, there's Will. And oh my God, what's that thing on his face? And then, like, after the first episode, though, it suits him. Like, it just like one with his face. Like, it works. It just works for him.
And now it's gonna be weird to see him without it. Like,
well, yeah,
I know.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Like Tom Selleck.
So what was because obviously they have it has to be a TV show, so you have a lot of glitz and glamour and lights and sound. Does that all, like, when you rewatched it, is it like a different experience for you rewatching it because you didn't maybe hear the same things that you saw on TV or saw the same things, or was it just as chaotic because you were in the build?
so one thing I know it was a challenge was, like, looking around the room because, like, you have a time limit. It was a very short time limit for all of the builds. And you're supposed to, like, pause and look to see what other people are doing while you have a camera in your face. Everyone else has a camera in their face. There's cameras in the walls, there's cameras in the ceilings. Then you're doing, like, the things
cameras
with
in
Will.
the table.
Yeah, like, there's so many cameras. Like, you don't have time when it's 4 hours to, like, look to see what everyone else in the room is doing, other than you're, like, run past to the brick pit. So I would say that me personally, I had my head down a lot because I was like, I have a mission. I got to get this done. We're going to get this done. So in terms of, like, the editing, it was really kind of cool to see what other teams went through and, like, their experience. And we all talk. So as we were watching the season, like, it was cool to hear their moments and their experiences and share our experiences that they may not have seen, and just kind of give, like, more context to everything that made it into the episode. And things that didn't make it into the episode.
Which I'm sure there's probably a lot of stuff that didn't.
Yeah.
And things you don't remember, even, things you don't remember happening, things you didn't see happen. Like, I remember hearing Anne fall, but I didn't see, Anne fall. So it is like Krista said, it's really interesting to watch the edit.
So
I wish we could get an unedited version of it, though.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Well, speaking of unedited, Krista Marcella, I think you had, which I'm surprised I don't still see it floating around. You actually had a meme moment at one point, and I'm drawing a blank on what the meme was. But it was
I had a couple. I don't know how that kept happening, but yes, there was the very first episode. I managed to say what, like, very awkwardly, and that became a meme. And then in our waterfall episode, I was very curious about monkey anatomy. There was some monkey anatomy.
I am very surprised I have not, because when we saw that on TV, I thought that was gonna, we'll have to dig that one out because it's been a while since I've seen it, so we're gonna have to resurrect that one.
Yeah, that is definitely one of those things that I don't remember saying.
Well, we
don't remember that at all.
We were just having a straight up conversation of, like, I don't know where this goes. Okay.
And we were so earnest with it, like neither one of us even registered.
Yep.
At all.
You do know, like, back in the days, Marcel, I know you've been to Comic-Cons. I feel like I remember in the older Comic-Con days where you could bring your own pictures to get autographed. I feel like I would have seen that one floating around at a Comic-Con.
Yes, 100%. And this is live right now. If anybody wants to bring it, if you want to print it out, I will absolutely 100% sign that. I have no problem with that.
Well, looks like I know.
I was thinking about making it a t-shirt.
Shout out to Tom Frost for his
right,
t-shirt designs.
right. Tom, you want to work something up?
All right. So a couple quick things before we wrap up here. I don't want to keep you guys all night. If you can give me each of you maybe one thing that you each learned from the experience and one thing that you would try to do different if given the opportunity again.
Go ahead.
I'll get it.
Uh,
how the surfboard went. So I have painstakingly recreated the monkey surfboard.
There it is. Yep.
And there it is.
There
It's
it
a lot
is.
stronger. It's still a work in progress, but it is a lot stronger and it's got a lot more support.
That I really thought after the commercial, I thought it was staying. I mean, it looked good, and I was just like, "You've got to be kidding me!"
Yeah, I thought it looked good enough, and it was a dynamic character, and he was so sweet and cute, and I thought he was going to survive, but any given Sunday.
Yeah. I was really bummed because they built it up, and I was just like, "It's going." I said, "I know it's going." It looked like it would, and then All right, so
Yep.
So surfboard would be done a different way. All right.
Yep.
What anything special that you learned?
Yeah, I learned to not be afraid to fail.
Yeah. Really good advice.
Yeah, that every day is a new day. Every build is a new build. And you just got to shake it off and improve.
Yep.
And the other thing I would say I learned is, and I'm still learning, I'm having a little bit of a hard time with it, as Krista knows, but not to let the internet get you down.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
The internet can be a mean place, and you just got to shake it off. And hi, Xander, and not listen
bye,
to them.
Xander.
And bye, Xander.
Yeah. That is definitely one thing I've actually had to practice here just yesterday because I don't know if you guys have seen Bryce. He has his own little YouTube channel, and he's very much like his dad, where he likes to be uncut. He just likes to be him. He doesn't want anything edited. He just wants people to see who he is. And he didn't have a negative comment, but he did have somebody tell him that he should be careful because the type of or the way he's recording things or how he's recording things could cause him to get made fun of in middle school or something like that. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like, it's just, and so like, that's what I'm trying to teach him now is just like, okay, yeah, that's good advice. Like, that somebody's looking out for you and doesn't potentially want you to get hurt. But in the same breath, like always be yourself. And you'll never feel sorry for that. I mean, because at the end of the day, and it comes down to our last day, all those other people, they're not with us. It's just us. So,
right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Definitely good advice. So, all right, Krista, what about you?
So just to piggyback on that, I know that was something that I struggled with a little bit. And there was a really great TED Talk that our one castmate, Justin, had set out. And it was pretty much like you have to be vulnerable to like do something like this. And I hadn't thought about that prior to going in to this. And you all see me kind of, I don't want to say unfiltered, but more myself.
Yeah.
At lug meetings and things like that. So I am very aware of my persona now of how I was portrayed on the screen of I didn't talk for 2 episodes and people are like, if you had done this again, you should talk more. I was like, "Oh, I talk. I talked a lot." It just didn't make the cut,
Yeah.
So I will say that like my nature is I'm very reserved until I'm comfortable in a space.
Sure.
And I wasn't fully comfortable in that space until like the 3rd episode. And that's why you see that dynamic shift.
Yeah.
So the thing that I kind of learned from it was, if you're going to do something where you really put yourself out there, you need to like do that from the beginning, and just go in, all
Sure.
in,
Yep.
as opposed to like how I would normally like tiptoe into the pool until I'm like comfortable. Um, so that was one of the big things I learned, and my fun persona
Yep.
is, it's a good persona. I
Yeah.
should bring that out maybe a little bit more than I usually do. So I'm trying to lean into that a little bit more than I have. And the one thing I would change is just to stop and appreciate like everything that was happening around us a little bit
Yeah.
more. It's like a wedding. Everything moves so fast,
Sure.
and you do like all this planning, all this preparation, and then it's done and it's over. And you're like, it happened, I was there, but like I didn't like until like that third episode when I was really comfortable, like we walked onto the set and I was like, wow. Like, I actually took a minute just to look around the set and just kinda, like, I watched The Office, and one of the things that Pam and Jim, when they got married, was, like, mental pictures. So I was like, mentally, I was like, "Click, click, click."
Yep.
So that and maybe actually taking some actual pictures would have been good.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Yeah.
Like, we had an iPad that we were supposed to take pictures of our build with, but, like, we should have
Never
taken
used it.
pictures of us having fun,
Yeah.
and doing stuff like that. I think we were just so I know personally, I was overwhelmed with everything, the production aspect, the building
Oh
aspect, the
yeah.
challenge aspect. Like there were
Yep.
so many things that were so overwhelming that like hopefully 8 Lego Masters were willing to come back.
Yeah.
And
Anytime.
going
Do
into
it.
it again, thank you. Going into it again, like I feel that I would have a much like, I don't wanna say better experience, but, like, it would be a much different experience and a much more
Yeah.
enjoyable experience, and you would get to see a Krista that talks.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah,
I
because
mean,
even
Krista.
though you can watch this show and you can be a fan of this show, until you're in that room and you're in under those lights, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
it's so and I almost knocked myself out on a camera I didn't know was there. I turned around and it was like 2 inches from my face. Yeah,
Oh boy.
I would do it again in a heartbeat though. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Spectacular. We want a Redemption Island, any kind of thing. We're there
Yeah.
in a heartbeat.
Yeah. All right. Well, Krista, I think you're going to have an opportunity to bring the fun side out this weekend at the Comic-Con. So, Marcella,
I'm gonna try.
make sure you get that out.
Yes, 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 yes. I will.
if she can hone herself in with the Full House crew.
No, I told you it's gonna be like, "So."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be such an overcorrect.
Well, I am anxiously awaiting footage of that because now you have my hopes up. That's
I know. I'm hoping that they're going to come up to us and be like, "We're huge fans of Lego Masters."
that will be well. So is Jodie Sweetin supposed to be there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Make sure you bring up her Full House mock that's on Lego Ideas. Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. Because that's who I had on last week. John Sosis. He's the one who worked on it with her. So bring that up. That segue right in. In. So
all right.
Perfect stuff. So
love it.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, I am, as I mentioned, going away this weekend, so I won't be able to see you guys there. But I'm hoping to make it back for the log meeting the following weekend. So,
yay!
Maybe we'll see you there. So,
hope to see you there.
Do you guys want to give out any shout outs for any channels or anything? Please feel free. You have the spotlight to do that.
Yes. Come over to my reaction channel, Watch with Marcella. Like I said earlier, we're just finishing up The Last of Us Season 2, and I'm going to start filming Andor Season 2 very soon. And just hit us up on all the socials. We've got all the socials.
You can find me at burghbricks, which is like right over here somewhere. There it is, right there.
Yep.
Instagram, Facebook, working on some more of those socials in due time.
I know. It's always socials. It's a lot. So I get it.
In my free time.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Because again, you don't do anything for the lug.
I
So
don't do
that's or the other way, you guys can come to the Steel City Comic Con this weekend. They'll both be there. Or you can come out to the Ultimate Brick Show in Monroeville, Pennsylvania in November 15th. I think you said the first day, right? Yep. Okay.
15th and
All right.
16th.
Yep. So there's your options to come see them, or just go follow them on socials. That's probably the easiest
Yes.
way, but come see them in person too.
Yes.
All right. I am going to send you guys both back to the office. Hang tight. I'm going to come say my goodbyes to you guys in a minute. Let me send this off. And I appreciate you both joining me tonight. And
Thank
I
you.
will chat with you in a minute.
All right.
All right. Hang tight. Okay. All right. So that was Marcella and Krista. Appreciate having them both on here tonight. As I mentioned, if you're in the area, go visit them at the Steel City Con, which is in Monroeville, Pennsylvania this weekend. And then they will also both be at the Ultimate Brick Show in November. That is the Steel City Lug working with the Ultimate Brick Show for our own collaboration. So you can visit them, same convention center actually in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, November 15th and 16th. So make sure you check them out on their socials. I am actually off on vacation next week, so there will not be any Bricks and Beyond next week. So stay tuned for the 21st. I think that is the date of the next episode. So as always, I appreciate everybody hanging out, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and have a good weekend. See you guys.